Now here we have a fragrance that came out in 2021. The brand is Faviol Seferi Scents. This one is called Insomnia, The Ritual. This is an extrait de parfum. If you are in the market for a fruity pear-based fragrance with rose and saffron and ambergris and a lot of other exotic ingredients, you need to check out this video and you need to check out this fragrance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about this fragrance from the brand Faviol Seferi Scents, this one is called Insomnia, The Ritual. It's an extrait de parfum. I do want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, reviews like this, top 10s, giveaways, unboxing, special guests, and more, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So, this is a fragrance that I've actually heard a lot about over the past few years. And I looked at the note breakdown. There's rose, there's saffron, ambergris, pear, there is patchouli, there's vanilla, there's a lot of really interesting ingredients. Also a little bit of cassis / blackcurrant in the top. And of course, looking at that note breakdown, I have a certain impression of what I can expect from this one, depending on how strong the rose is or the fruits, the pear. There's lily of the valley. So at one point I was like, uh-oh, is this gonna be a feminine leaning, fruity, floral fragrance? That's not the case at all with this one. I've been playing around with it for a while. I'm ready to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice about this fragrance is actually that fruity component. And as far as the florals are concerned, you do have the rose and the lily of the valley. The lily of the valley is clean and pure and gentle and serene. The rose is also a little aqueous but sensual at the same time. Not flirty. I think that flirtatious nature is actually coming from the saffron and the pear. That duality between spicy and fruity is actually really interesting, and I'm enjoying this fragrance very much for that reason. So it opens up very fruity, but it still has this diaphanous quality about it. It's still quite transparent. The opacity is not too strong, right? So it's not opaque, it's rather transparent. And I feel like you can visualize in an olfactory sense all of the layers of this fragrance. So you can smell the fruits and the heart notes and the dry down, the patchouli, the vanilla, some of the woods, a little bit of sandalwood, this creamy, smooth texture in the dry down, really bridging the gap between the top, that fruitiness on account of the pear, that sweetness on account of the sandalwood. So it seems like there's a harmony here, and they all come together to weave this tapestry that brings together this, bigger picture that I think is quite beautiful about this fragrance. So I looked online and people have been comparing this one to Kirche by Tiziana Terenzi, which is kind of the brand's version of Erba Pura by Sospiro, also Xerjoff. And to be honest with you, there has also been a Mancera fragrance called Jardin Exclusive, which also goes in that direction, but it's a little bit more on the green side of things. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So it's more on the floral side of things. It still has that fruity component, but this fragrance is and I'm proud to say this, it's the strongest deviation that I've tried from that DNA. So I even reviewed another one recently called Amber Oud Private Edition by Al Haramain, and that fragrance also has this Erba Pura vibe to it, and there have been just way too many fragrances that possess that DNA. So for me personally, to smell this, the rose, the peach, I say peach, it's actually not peach, it's pear, but I am getting a little bit of like this peach apricot thing, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying before with that fruity floral classification. Whenever I think of fruity floral, I think of jasmine and peach, or gardenia and apricot, or something like that. And there is a little bit of that happening in here, so I can see why somebody would say that this would work rather nicely on a woman. But the saffron, the ambergris, the sandalwood, the vanilla, all of those are gender neutral. This is a perfectly unisex fragrance. If you are looking for something youthful, something transparent, something a little fruity, a little romantic, a little flirty, but diaphanous all the way through. You can sense all aspects of this fragrance. It has quite the ethereal nature about it, and it's a beautiful fragrance. Faviol Seferi scents. This one is called Insomnia, the Ritual Extrait de Parfum. Please sample this if you have a chance to. I'm going to leave a link down for it in the description below. It is not an affiliate link. I'm not making any money on it. This is not a sponsored video. I am just trying to make it easy and accessible for my subscribers to check out this fragrance and learn more about it. If you're interested in doing so, it's been my pleasure to review this one for you today. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, like I said, it's kind of in the family of an Erba Pura or even Jardin Exclusif by Mancera, but this one, more of an emphasis on the fruity components, not so tropical leaning guava, passion fruit, melon, stuff like that. That's what you're going to get from Erba Pura. This one, on the other hand, actually goes in a bit of a different, more unique direction, which is something that I really enjoy, right? I didn't want something reductive or something taking inspiration from something else. In terms of the longevity, you're going to get about 8 hours on skin. Like I said, it's transparent, but it is extrait de parfum concentration. Projection was really good for the first hour of application. It radiated within an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 5, a skin scent right around hour 8. On my skin, at least, I do have dry skin and I don't moisturize. Versatility for this one, perfectly unisex, great for the hotter weather. Even the spices, the ambergris, the saffron, yeah, you could probably pull this off on a warm autumn day, but great for the hotter weather, casual and formal. Like I said, totally unisex, perfect for anybody of any age. The presentation on this one, I love this marble looking cap here. I love the aesthetic of the bottle, and the name is really cool too. Insomnia, the Ritual. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you are looking for a fruity floral fragrance with a little bit of ambergris, a little bit of saffron, some creamy sandalwood in the dried down, patchouli, vanilla, some amber tendencies, this stuff is awesome. I'm gonna leave all the information down below. Definitely check it out, and please, I want to hear from you down below. Have you tried this fragrance? It's been around for a couple of years now. I'm sure there's been a lot of my subscribers that have tried this one. I acquired this bottle about 3 weeks ago, so thank you so much for being patient for me as I took the time to really learn it and, you know, get to know it on a more intimate level. But drop your comments down below. Have you tried this fragrance before? If so, what do you think of it? If you enjoyed this video and if you took something of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it, hitting the bell, and giving it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. It really means a lot to me. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow with a new upload. Bye.